would like to start this interview. I call it butterfly effects because in butterfly effects, what happens is when a butterfly flips his wings, there is the storm comes in another part of the world. So there's a strong, powerful wind replacement happen with the butterfly flipping its wing, which with the ripple effect, it converts into huge storms. It is taught in management also called Pareto principles. 20% of our results give us 80%, 20% of our efforts give us 80% of results, and that is called Pareto principles. So I have a quest to find out with a lot of people uh, what are the butterfly effects in their life. And somehow I realized that for a lot of people who write books, become author, they learn to give back to society. And society also, there's a giver's gain philosophy. When you start giving, you receive also huge share from the world. And that's how a book writing process and being an author is a very powerful butterfly effect. Today, Shailendra will be joining again. Shailendra Marathe is a very senior guy. Let me, till he's coming in, let me introduce him. Shailendra Marathe is senior financial professional with 25 years of experience in the business of finance, financial market, fintech, risk management. He's a chartered accountant, he's a CA, and alumni of IIM Bangalore. He was awarded gold medal for best all-rounder performance in his PG batch. Shailendra has worked with leading global multinationals like Dell, Mphasis, iGet in banking, capital market strategy, operations in India, Singapore, and Australia. He's worked internationally. I think he stayed in Australia for a long time. He was a stockbroker and investment banker. Shailendra provides practical financial advices and consulting to startups, small and medium business corporates on designing their business model, business planning, pricing, financial planning. So if you talk anything about finance, Shailendra is an expert. Shailendra act as a virtual CFO for a lot of business owners. He's based out of Pune and his company is called CFO Axis. So that is all about Shailendra Marathe. If you want to, know anything in finance, or he's a financial expert. And when he wanted to write his book, he wanted to write a lot of things in the finance. But finally, he said, Kailash, price is the biggest point where a lot of entrepreneurs get confused. So he does his programs also on pricing. So I thought, why don't he come as a guest to us, share his experience, and talk more about finance and his book, Price to Profit. So that's how I present everyone, Shailendra Marathe ji. Shailendra, you are able to listen to us? Are you able to listen to us, Shailendra ji?
Yeah, I lost you for some time, but now I'm able to listen to you.
Yeah, I was
Just
introducing.
switch off my video. The bandwidth is not.
Yeah. So I was sharing about you to everyone.
Right.
So would you like to tell a little bit about yourself with your own words?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Kailash. So, hi everybody. Good evening. I am Shailendra Marathe. I am a virtual CFO at CFO Axis, which is my boutique consulting firm focused on finance. I'm a chartered accountant and a law graduate, commerce graduate, and I've done my PG from IIM Bangalore. And after about 25 years in industry and working across the globe, I'm consulting on my own in Pune now since last 3 years. Recently, I authored a book along with Kailash with his support, and that's why I'm here today. Hope to talk to you, and if I can share my experience that will help you in writing a book, I'll be really happy that this evening is very well spent. Thank you, thanks, Kailash.
And Shailendra, you've been working internationally also. So you worked in Singapore and Australia before you started the CFO Axis, right? And Shailendra, you've been working internationally also. So you worked in Singapore and Australia before you started.
Yes, correct. So I've traveled extensively to UK and US, and then I actually worked in Singapore and Australia for a couple of years. So when I was with Dell and Emphasis, right? So that's when I worked there in.
I think Shailendra has an internet challenge and is locked out. So Shailendra worked with He's traveled up to in various countries in Europe. He was in Singapore. He was in Australia. His major focus was helping companies in financial domain, financial side of it. And he wrote a very interesting book. And there was. Am I my voice clear to all of you, or I'm also not audible well? Am I clear? Is my voice clear to all of you? Or I have issue with my voice also? My voice is clear. Thank you. Generally, my internet is better because I keep doing these things. So I think we'll have Shailendra going and coming, for all of us, and we'll be here listening to him whenever he's back. Shailendra,
Yes, I'm back.
yeah. So it is okay, Shailendra, if you want to keep your video off, it is okay because we want to listen to you more than you want to listen. If you can see, it is good, but listening to you is better.
Yeah.
So the point is, you have tremendous experience in finance. You are a CA, and you have done. I'm Bangalore entrepreneurs also. So what inspired you to write your book? What was the inspiration of writing the book?
So, see, what originally inspired me is getting to know a couple of authors over last few years. So, since probably let's say 2015, I have actively interacted with couple of authors, including both those who write on the business side as well as those who write, history, fiction, etc. And when I spoke to them about how they could write so much, right? Writing is not that easy a thing that doesn't come to everybody naturally. I have written blogs and white papers, etc., more as a part of my job. But then when I spoke to them, they really encouraged me. So one good thing about most of the successful authors is that they will encourage you, and they gave me few tips around how it can be done. So after that, I tried for some time writing few things, left in between, etc. But slowly my confidence increased that I will be able to write a book. Why I chose to write, or what inspired people who have written these books, I found tremendous change in them. Once they sort of completed that book, they studied a lot. Like for example, I'll take name of Sanjeev Sanyal, who's a very well-known author. Of course, he's one of the bestsellers. His books like Land of Seven Rivers are very very famous. But then I found he does tremendous research. He spends couple of years in doing a research, and so I asked him, Sanjeev, how somebody like me can write. He said, first start with writing something in your area of expertise. That will be easier for you. And then he gave certain words of encouragement. I spoke to a few other people. So basically, being in the midst of authors, talking to them, slowly developed the confidence and inspired me to write a book. Long and short of it.
Okay, and I remember when I met you first time, I think you were writing a financial crime novel. And then that became the second one, and Price to Profit became the first book, and that's reshuffling happened. So, can you put some light on this chapter of your life also, how this movement happened?
Absolutely. Actually, technically, Price to Profit is my fourth book, as I mentioned in the first part of the book, and the rest three they were got completed, right? So I started writing one which was actually based on terror and travel and something like that in 2016. I took help of one of my friends, sought some guidance from him. He gave me some feedback. And then somehow after some time I left it, right? I just checked out, I completed almost 25,000 words in that novel, right? and then I gave it up, and after some time I wrote another one which I recently checked up. I wrote about 42,000 words in that novel also, right?
Hmm.
So I was leaving the things midway, sort of not having that persistence to carry on. Probably expected that my first draft will be as good as the final product, right? That is something that I was setting the expectation probably wrong. I mean, first draft, many people say you just get it through, get everything on the paper, and then you improve, right? But I didn't follow that formula. I didn't know the techniques that I later learned, right? So I wrote sort of three novels which are unfinished, um, and then sort of price to profit is something that I could finish.
And how many years you've been planning to write your book?
Oh, that since almost I'd say 2016 is when actually I started writing first one. So at least 3.5 to 4 years.
So, how and what happened suddenly that fourth became successful and fourth happened quickly also? And I think fourth also. How much time did you take on the fourth book?
S- yes. So there are two things. One is in terms of research or preparation. I think I can say few years, right? Because I wrote on something that I know quite something about, right? I'm
So
following
actual
Sanjeev's advice.
execution on the book.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I'm coming to that. But actually putting it down on the paper, I think it totally took me about 45 days. First draft and then changes and some other ideas came. Yeah. So I could finish it in 45 days, but then I was totally focused on writing that book almost to the exclusion of everything else.
Okay, and how you could do it in 40 days? What happened suddenly that 45 days the book was done? Anything
Right,
special
right.
happened?
So one thing is I was never knowing that you can write books so fast, right? One of the problem that happens with writing a book and like with many goals in life is we only have a long term plan, right? So we know that my first milestone will come in few months, etc., etc., and along the way the chances of getting lost are quite a lot. But if we keep a goal which is short term, measuring ourselves against it and holding accountable becomes easier. So when I attended the Superfast Authors, the first workshop which was there, and then got to know about the technique of writing and especially about business books. How you can expedite the process that has to be followed. And I think I firmly do believe in process, but I was not aware of process of writing a book, right? So I had a process that I honed over the years of writing, let's say 10-15 pages white paper, or maybe 1,000 word article or something like that. But for something which could be, let's say, 45-60,000 words, I didn't have a process. So once I came to know how exactly one should go about doing that, I mean, that's what I think made a total differentiator.
Yeah. Okay. And when you shared with your friends that you are writing a book, how did they perceive you? What their perception about positive, negative, both?
Yeah. So one thing is, I think when I declared to my friends, relatives, so I sent WhatsApp messages to people when they were talking to me for something else. I declared that I am launching a book by this date, right? So I think I had mentioned something like January 26th of this year or something like that, which was an audacious goal, and I actually missed it by 2-3 weeks, but that's okay. I ultimately wrote it. And then I also declared on LinkedIn to my connects and Facebook, etc. And a lot of people encouraged me. First thing is, I think most people do want to write a book. That is something, or at least they admire people who write a book, right? It's not something easy to do. So a lot of people encouraged me. First thing, so they were very happy. In fact, I made an offer to buy it in pre-launch, right? So and I got really excellent response in that. So what happened is that sort of showed me the confidence, sort of inspired me. Now so many people believe in me, right? And then that means that I can do something and I have to do something, right? So if so many people are believing in me, I can't let them down.
Yes.
So that was sort of a push for me and a more of an inspiration for me to finish it in a certain time frame.
Yeah. So
So a
basically,
lot of
sharing
encouragement from
with
people.
the world gave you the push.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. That declaring to the world actually helped, and I knew about. I mean, you know about these things, but actually doing it was a major step, right? And I was a little bit afraid and hesitant to do that, and someone forced me to do that, so that I would like to thank. So when I ultimately, sort of sent out that message, there was no coming back, right? So and that helped. Once I had a deadline and I declared to people, usually we'll achieve that, right? Most of us would do that because
Yes.
we want to keep our word to the people.
Yes.
That's what helped tremendously.
And what was your learnings in the book writing process? Any special moment happen where you thought a wow factor when you were writing? Anything you want to share with all of us?
Right. So learning, yes, couple of learning points. So though I had selected a topic which is sort of bread and butter for me, still, you really need to do more work on that, right? So one thing is, if you want to write a book, you have to study a lot, correct? So I did sort of, again went back to few things, wrote down, jotted down a lot of stuff, etc. So research is required for writing a book, even if you know that topic thoroughly well,
Yes.
correct? So that was a learning, that I got. Second is you need to focus, and when we say focus, one of the key things is defocus, right? If I'm focusing on this webinar right now, means there are a lot of things that I'm not doing. I have to completely focus on this when I'm talking to you currently, and to talking to the other participants in this webinar. So that is very, very important. Do one thing at a time and do it well, and then don't stop till you finish it. And that is the reason I sort of had to reprioritize a lot of things. And in the month of December of 2019 and January, I sort of had to deny a lot of work, a lot of things I had to push aside. So you need to do that. So that was again something again we do at times. We know it, but then writing a book is a big project, and that sort of reconfirmed, or rather something that I revisited again. So that was second learning, and few more things that happened. Perseverance pays, and there is
This
nothing like
discipline.
the 1.0 version for the first time. Finish it, you can always go back and revisit and improve that, right? So those are the kind of things that I learned.
And how was the feeling when you finished the draft? You knew that everything is done now. I sent it to Kailash and Deepak, and they're going to work on it. How was the feeling of putting the last full stop?
So one thing is, it was really back-breaking exercise for 45 days. There's a tremendous physical relief as well, right? So I'm
Yes.
literally, writing for 10 hours a day, and, then getting frustrated, then maybe going out for some time, again coming back and sitting in front of your laptop, right? So it was really a hard work in terms of
Yes.
punching in those many words on a piece of paper, right? So that was one thing. So a lot of relief was there, I wanted to do something, and it is finished, right? So that one was the sense of relief. The second was sort of fulfillment. I made a commitment to myself. I made a commitment to a lot of people I know, right? Mostly the circle of trust, and then I have fulfilled that commitment, right? And then the third thing was, I've done my part, and then I have a support system that, for example, at Superfast authors, that they will see this through, correct? Because so that was also very, very important. So I was like sure that now things will get done. If any feedback has to be given, I'll get it, and I'll definitely improve on that. So that was really great feeling at that point in time.
So any change is been you seeing in your circle, specifically professionally, after writing the book? Do you feel any the winning projects are easy or trust is created? Any positive change do you see in your profession just because
Yeah.
you're an author and you wrote a book and you are a best-selling author now?
Absolutely. So I think I presented a book to some of the people that I know well, and it really drove conversations in the right direction, right? So they could see that product. Quite a lot of people wrote to me and gave extensive feedback, and then they really pointed out few things that they like, right? So it was not something like, oh, it's a great book or something like that. Somebody I know and look at as an inspiration, one of the very big industrialists here in Pune, and he gave me a detailed feedback, and what he liked about the book. And he said,
Wow.
and he runs probably 100 crore or plus business today in Pune, and very successful entrepreneur. But he said, Chandra, a lot of these things I know, but now I'm going to use it once in a while. I've given it to my son also to read. His son runs a business now.
Very
So
good.
those kind of things, feedback that I got, I really thought I have been able to do something which probably should help people. It was a really
Yeah.
great feeling about that.
So, you've been recognized by one of the top industries for Pune is a big thing. So,
Yeah, yeah. Right, right.
and we'll take the questions in a couple of minutes more. People, the audience is asking the question, but I have a few more questions to Shailendra. Do you want to give some good advice to people who are writing the book? There are a lot of authors listening to you. Do you want to give them an
Right.
advice? Uh, uh, if they want to finish writing, they have decided a topic, and you also know that in the process of writing, you have to put in a lot of effort. So, how can you?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you want
So
to
few
share some
things that
good
I can
practices?
tell. Yeah, yeah. So few things I can tell based on my personal experience,
Yes.
write on a topic that excites you, right? So if there is a learning for yourself in that process, if let's say I choose a topic which doesn't inspire me, there is no learning in the process. For me to do that is very very difficult, right? Most of the us. So when learning is a challenge to our brain, correct? So you know something very well, but still you feel I need to do more about this, acquire more knowledge about this. So that is very very important. So one thing is choice of the topic, and that should really interest us to take lot of effort, sustained efforts, and very deep thinking to do something in that area. So that choice of topic is very important. If you're writing a business book,
Choice is
I
very,
think
very
obviously,
important.
yeah. And if you're writing a business book, of course, most of us will choose the topic that we are, really very good at, right? So that takes care of itself, but still there should be a lot of challenges on the way. Second is you should be able to very clearly define your target audience. Why am I writing this for, right? So and then you need to write it accordingly. If I'm writing for business people, or if so I'm very clear who I'm writing for. If you're writing for, let's say, students, you should be very clear, who is your target audience. That's first
Yes.
thing you have to understand well. Then you should ask yourself a question: why am I writing this book, right? Because as we know, statistically, not all books do well, correct? But the attention span of people in reading is sort of going down. So there are few things. One is, I think you should have internal drive to sustain yourself in that process, market that book continuously, talk to people, engage. So that kind of an internal drive has to be there. So key goal has to be your own satisfaction, right? So because
Yes.
that will sort of keep motivating you over a period of time. If you're looking at only, let's say, a financial goal, or it will sell x number of copies and like that, you might get frustrated. So it is nice to do something that you really want to do, and for the sake of doing it. So let's say I'm drawing a painting, I want to draw that painting and I want to have a look at it. So something similar to that, that would be really great. One more thing is, get to understand the process, engage with people who understand the process, and probably seek a mentor who will be able to, guide through that process. Writing more specifically on the business book side, it's, I think, it can be done in a structured way, and in a very process driven kind of way. Understand the process, trust the process, and believe it, and push yourself to achieve that. Again, one more thing that I mentioned was, I declared to the world, and then I sort of made a commitment, right? And then most of us would keep the commitment. By nature, we are ones that would like to keep our commitment. So these are the kind of things, probably, if we take these steps, at least that my learnings were focused around this.
So you spoke about a mentor also. How important is having a mentor, specifically in book writing process?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely important. As I told you, the other three books also, lot of friends etc. give me very good advice, right? But there was no regular connect, correct? When you have a mentor who's sort of seeing that his success is also tied to your success,
Yes.
that helps tremendous. So he's there throughout the entire process with you. So I'm not obviously blaming those people who actually voluntarily spend time with me and encouraging me on the other books. So it's not that they're at fault. But if somebody is with you, continuously mentoring through that process, maybe those 2 months, 3 months, that tremendously helps, because you need somebody, who's sort of a professional, and who has a kind of commitment to make you succeed, right? I think it's required. Otherwise, like those
Some,
other books, I would have left it probably halfway through.
yeah.
There's a business book also which I
Sometime mentor being very pushy also to do things to you also. Where
absolutely,
you don't
absolutely.
like what you do it.
You are held accountable, right? No,
Yeah.
because I forgot to mention, there is one book on finance which I think I had discussed with you as well. Probably you have forgotten, which I have written about 20,000 words, right? And it's still there. correct? So I think I should take it up and do it now because that remained like that. It didn't get finished.
Yeah. Okay.
So probably I should have said this is the fifth book. I should have said, yeah.
So, one more thing I want to ask you, Shailendra, your point of view, because a lot of people, I guide them to write a book, and not everyone finishes even with my guidance. So, what is the biggest difference? One difference between who finish writing the book and who does not finish writing the book. What would be the biggest difference between two in terms of character?
So I think uh, how do we perceive ourselves, right? If we take a big challenge, do we finish that? So my father always used to say that, and it's very difficult to do, by the way. He says every day take up a small challenge, whatever it is, and finish it. It gives you a lot of satisfaction. You would say every day, obviously, so that challenge has to be small. But we if we take something to do, let's say every quarter, right? And a lot of people say a 90-day project is very good, and I think it helped me in this book writing. And then since then, I have been undertaking 90 days project. So my plans are quarterly, right? So that sort of something is that gets into your habit. So if you start writing a book and finish it, one is it sort of boosts your confidence, and you perceive yourself very differently, and you can take that kind of a challenge, correct?
Yeah.
Because book writing is broadly about yourself, right? I mean, nobody in the world is bothered you actually finish the book or not.
So,
So
not even
you start.
not even starting. Starting is also your own choice.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
So, and I also feel challenge is like a muscle. When you keep challenge yourself, it starts growing and it makes you more stronger. And most important is whatever words you are committing to yourself. If you start falling short on your own words to
Hmm.
yourself, then no one can change your life, because the biggest person who can change your life is
Absolutely,
you yourself, no one else.
yes, yes.
And so then I have a question. Do you want to thank few people, give gratitude to who help you in book writing journey? Not even book writing journey, but overall in life also. We want to give gratitude to that they were always standing behind you in the book or generally also. Do you want to thank few people in front of everyone?
Absolutely. I mean, first and foremost, my family. So even in these 45 days, I mean, I might have got a little bit cranky, not kept my commitment. Let's say going out on Sunday evening for a meal or something like that, right? So family support, specifically my wife and kids, very, very important. Obviously, our parents have nurtured us and made us what we are. So they are also their support has been very, very important. And a few friends, who sort of encourage you on the way. They don't sort of discourage you. They might give critical feedback when you ask for, to the point, right?
Hmm.
Then teachers, I think we can't forget our teachers. They make us who we are. So specifically acknowledge three of my faculty from IIM Bangalore, one in marketing area, the other in finance and so on. So they sort of changed my perspective. The chartered accountant, they changed my perspective on finance quite a lot, right? So that really sort of made me much different. And obviously, I think Kailash, you yourself, I'll not hesitate to say that the way you have encouraged, the way Deepak has also supported me, right? So that team support has been very, very important in
And
terms of making this
thank you very
so
much, Charanjit,
really,
for.
really important. Yes, I must say that. Yes.
And what is beyond book now? Where is Shailendra Marathe is heading after becoming an author?
So Kailash, one thing I think has happened is this the book got published in February, and since March we are in Corona, right? So so I think beyond book is very difficult to imagine. But yeah, let's say we skip 1 year and we are in control of Corona. So I think one thing is I'm working on my next book, and I'm actually parallelly working on two because now I can't. At least right now I can take let's say 45 days total focus, not right now at least. So parallelly working on two. So I hope to finish in next 1 year one business book and one fiction, right? So
Fiction.
that's something that I'm doing, yes. And then beyond that, yes, life goes on because I'm focused on consulting. So one thing I noticed is those areas in which I am working, if I can write a book on that, my knowledge gets very well crystallized. So when I'm
Yes.
talking to people on pricing, so I'm conducting online sessions on pricing nowadays, right? So in last about 3 months since we have had time to go online and do stuff. So I'm now selling courses online, right? So in terms of having that book, having that concrete knowledge base with me has helped me tremendously in doing that.
So
So that's the direction broadly.
any of our community members from authors or anyone who's listening to you right now, if they want to have your advice for price to profit in their own businesses, so
Correct.
do you have any webinar which they want to attend, they should be attending to know more? Then
Yeah. Yes, so I've been continuously conducting webinars. So I conducted 9 webinars in last about 2 months.
very good.
So on weekdays as well as on the weekends. I will most probably announce one on my I think LinkedIn page in next 1 or 2 days. Most probably next Saturday, but for some reason I'm not able to fix that up because there is some other commitment which I'm trying to move. So yeah, so I think I'm continuously conducting those almost every week or so. This week and the next Saturday probably will not work for me, but they can join those webinars. I have conducted webinars around pricing for technology products, technology services, how manufacturing companies can use certain pricing strategies, and so on and so forth. So I think it will be good if they come there once and then understand how pricing is very important when it comes to running the business profitably.
Yeah, so whenever you have the next webinar, let me know. I will tell everyone in my community that you are having a webinar. So if they want
That will
to,
be great. That will be great. Fantastic. Yeah.
now, I would like to open the questions to audience, and if you want to ask something, you can ask. I have a question already by Girish Bhatt to you, Shailendra-ji. Girish is asking, have you applied price to profit strategy while coming up setting price for your own book 599? It's a good question, Shailendra-ji, for you.
Yes, the taste of the pudding is in eating. Yes, so I think yes, I did apply the strategy to a certain extent. So there are 2-3 layers of this. So we have a hard copy, and I think Kailash also guided in the process, right? So because they understand the book publishing very very well. So there is a hardcover which is priced highest, and then there is a paperback, and then there is a Kindle edition, right? So yes, to a limited extent we applied because every product has certain peculiarities around it, and every industry has certain peculiarities. So we tried to apply that and follow to a certain extent. Yes, we did that.
Any other question from all the participants you want to ask Shailendra? When one is Shailendra-ji, everyone missed seeing you. So we are seeing a black screen.
Yes, unfortunately, I don't know. Yeah, the feed is not stable. So
Nothing
the webinar jam is it has blocked the camera, so I'm not able to do anything about that. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions from the audience about the book writing process, being an author? Any financial queries? He's a CA. You can ask your taxations, anything, because right now Shailendra cannot say no to any questions right now. So you can ask anything. Go ahead,
I don't know much about taxation.
Amarja, are you asking about the book numbers or generally sales numbers? There is a question from Amarja Shailendra-ji, which says, will COVID status affect the sales? So I was asking, is the book sale she's asking about or general sales? So what I know, Amarja, Shailendra will also edit here, but his general sales has gone up because now he's online, and COVID has taught all of us that being online can also be a fantastic way of doing business. In book sales, yes, the book sale has gone down because the actual book delivery is not happening. Even if you order a book on Amazon definitely reduces. They cancel the order because either the delivery party or the receiving party, one of the parties is in a containment zone, then the order is cancelled automatically after 3 days. So, and I think for longer time period, we also made all of our authors' book unavailable instead of people ordering and getting discouraged that book is not selling. But ebook sale is improved. Only for people who love reading books on digital platforms. A lot of people still like to smell the book when they're reading, and for them, ebook is difficult task. And specifically, if you're reading about a fiction book or for poetry, you can still okay to read on the digital. Sometimes business books where you have to put a lot of thought in, and you want to make notes, you want to highlight certain things. People are still comfortable on ebooks. So it's but ebook sale is improved. paperback sale is as good as zero because no deliveries are happening. Even sale is coming, the orders are cancelled. Certainly, one of the author we have called Mr. Raman Bhandari, he recently joined a community. He's asking for your number. I'll be sharing your number to Ramanji. So now Ramanji will.
Sure. Absolutely.
Any other question from the participants? You want to know anything? So by the time people are asking questions, can you share one of the most favorite pricing strategy with us? I know it's a difficult question because pricing goes by the target audience and the industry, but anything which is very unique pricing strategy, would you like to share? Or any, and maybe taking any specific case you want to share.
So I would, yeah. So no, as you mentioned, it's very contextual. So pricing is very contextual.
Yes.
But I recently advised a company, it's an IT products company, on how they can price their product, right? So IT products are intangible by nature, and how do you price that, right? So there are two strategies that we mainly implemented. We did a lot of thinking beyond that. One is we created the variants of the product, right? So we built something called a marketing funnel, and where we sort of linked the trust, the effort, or the time that the money spends with you, and also the amount that you charge, right? So we linked that. That was one thing. So creating variants, offering more value in return for more money, right? So linking it to the value, that is one thing that we did. And the second thing is we looked at the customer lifetime value. So the entire focus was on value-based pricing, whether in terms of creating variants or whether in terms of the calculation of the customer lifetime value. And we change the pricing accordingly. So there are 2-3 cases wherein I worked with software products pricing. So that value-based pricing is something which is it's a mantra, right, for this new age. So whatever value you are giving to the customer, try to give maximum value, right, at any given price point, and charge as per value so that the customer is happy. The customers are intelligent enough to understand, that yes, we do have to pay for the prices, right? When we go, let's say the masala dosa is at, sada dosa is at 50, and we see the cheese dosa price at 80, right? We know why they are charging more, correct? So like that, give more value to the customer, because there are different customers who are willing to buy at different price points. So what you're doing is you are targeting different micro segments within the same customer segment that you are targeting. So you're not leaving out any of the micro segments. There are people who are willing to settle for less number of features, or a product which gives them something less, because they know their price, at their price point they are happy with what they are getting. And there are some customers who can afford to pay you much higher than even what you are imagining. So if you give them very good price sort of option, really a high value premium kind of option, and give them really something extra that they can see and you can sort of measure tangibly, they are happy about it. So what you're doing is capturing different micro segments within the same customer segment. So go ahead and do that. Use value-based pricing strategy. That's sort of a mantra nowadays.
Thank you. And one more author we have in the company called Mr. Nitin Jain. He's also asking for your contact number. I'm going to give your number to him also.
Yes, Nitin bhai. Yes.
We have a question from Manvinder Kaur. Manvinder is asking, Shailendraji, you have many books in queue. Which of them is closer to your heart and was your first dream? Please share the memories about that book.
So is asking about the books that I have read, or
about the book you are authoring, you're writing, which is your favorite and close to your heart?
Okay, so obviously price to profit, but I'll exclude that. That's why I finished that. But yes, there's one that I am writing which is The Techie, right? So I have extensive experience in IT, and surprisingly, I see that not too many books have been written on what happens in the IT industry, right? So this is about a founder of a company who's looking to sell the company for some reason, and then there is international mafia. There's a cryptocurrency.
So this is
there's crime.
fiction.
It's a fiction. Yeah, it's a fiction. It is a money laundering and those elements, and it's basically a thriller, crime fiction kind of a thing, and based on this kind of a technology background, right? Finance, technology, crime, thriller kind of a thing.
So advanced technology crime thriller is what.
Yes, something like that.
It's fiction
Yeah,
book.
so that yeah, yes, it's a fiction. Yes.
There is there is a fiction book. So next is Pankaj Jain is asking a question. क्या इस समय न्यू बुक पब्लिश करना चाहिए या कुछ समय वेट करना चाहिए? It's a good question. Basically, I will take this question, Shailendra, from my point of view as a publisher.
Yes.
Is, right now we are also talking to a lot of authors. पंकज जी बहुत सारे authors से बात कर रहे हैं जिनकी बुक हो चुकी है. So what we are doing is हम उनका Kindle बुक अभी immediately purchase कर रहे हैं और immediately publish कर रहे हैं because Kindle बुक publish होने से उनका मार्केट में नाम होना चालू हो जाता है और अभी Zoom और ऑनलाइन कॉल्स के थ्रू वो अपनी बुक को प्रमोट कर सकते हैं ऑनलाइन मीडियम्स पे, क्योंकि अभी मार्केट में बहुत ज्यादा रोटेशन नहीं हो रहा है. और जैसे ही लॉकडाउन थोड़ा सा असर कम होगा इन नेक्स्ट 1 to 3 months, लेट्स सी, उस समय पे हम उनका पेपर बैक बुक लॉन्च करेंगे और तब तक केवल किंडल बुक लॉन्च करेंगे. पहले लॉकडाउन के पहले हम किंडल और पेपर बैक एक साथ लॉन्च करते थे. अभी लॉकडाउन और कोविड के बाद में हम किंडल पहले लॉन्च करते हैं और पेपर बैक को कुछ समय बाद लॉन्च करते हैं, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द कैटेगरी. जैसे अगर कोई फिक्शन बुक लिख रहा है तो उसके लिए तो बहुत अच्छा समय है बुक लॉन्च करने का, क्योंकि लोगों के पास टाइम है तो लोग पढ़ना चाहते हैं और सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट पे लोग काम कर रहे हैं. तो डिपेंडिंग ऑन द बुक एंड ऑडियंस वी डिसाइड कि अभी लॉन्च करना चाहिए कि बाद में लॉन्च करना चाहिए. There's a next question for you, or maybe I will take it up. We'll take it both. Radhika Jindal is asking any advice for homemakers who is thinking to write a non-fiction self-help book. Non-fiction self-help book. Chandra, you want to take it up?
Right. So I think I'll just have some thoughts of mine. So I think homemaker or a business person or whatever it is, I think write something that is close to your heart, right? Something that you constantly think about, thing that is that where you have better knowledge, right? Because what we are trying to do in the book writing process is we are trying to tell something to the world, right? And if it is something that where we can give some value, people spend some time reading that book. See, if you write a book which is, let's say, 200 pages, people might spend about 1 to 2 days reading that, right? So they should be very happy that they have got something in return. So choose a topic on which you have fair degree of knowledge, and of course you might have to invest more time in research, right? So that is, I think, one clear advice that I'll give. And I think whether you're a homemaker or anything, it sort of doesn't matter, right? So as far as I'm concerned, if that book gives value, it gives value to me.
Yeah. So Ritika, I will just add one more thing to what Shailendra ji is saying, that I personally feel anyone can write a book. Student, homemakers, retired professionals, business owners, anyone can write a book. Writing a book is very simple. The way we all follow the same formula in our authors community. But book लिख क्यों रहे हैं ना? The why has to be very clear, very clear. कि why are you writing this book and how you want this book to help you in your life. This book is going to help a lot of other people. जो पढ़ेगा उसकी लाइफ चेंज होगी. बट मैं चाहता हूँ आप ये भी पहले से सोचिए कि how it will change your life. How do you want this book to change your life? If you are very clear, then book will change your life too. So वो पर्सपेक्टिव क्लियर करिए कि आप क्यों लिख रहे हैं किताब को. क्यों में भी एक पर्सपेक्टिव ये है कि ये बुक आपकी लाइफ कैसे चेंज करेगी. आप क्या चाहते हो इस बुक से. बुक मेरे लिए अगर आप मेरे से पूछेंगे ना, बुक अलादीन का चिराग है जिसको आप घिसते हो और जीनी बाहर आता है और आपसे पूछता है क्या हुक्म मेरे आका. तो किताब जब अपना शेप लेती है ना तो आपसे पूछती है क्या हुक्म मेरे आका. जो ऑथर है उसकी विशेस पूरी करती है, उसकी ड्रीम्स पूरी करती है वो बुक. लेकिन आपने चिराग घुसा, जीनी बाहर आया और आपको पता ही नहीं है कि आप उससे क्या मांगना चाहते हो, तो वो वापस चला जाएगा एंड द वन अटेम्प्ट विल बी वेस्टेड. सो बुक राइटिंग प्रोसेस में आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि व्हाई आर यू राइटिंग अ बुक. अगर ये बुक आ जाती है तो आप उस बुक से क्या चाहते हो, वो क्लियर कर लीजिए, देन थिंग्स विल बी सिंपल. और आपने उस टॉपिक पे लिखिए जो आप दिन रात सोचते हो और लोगों को बताना चाहते हो, जो आपका पैशन है उसको लिखिए. बीइंग एन होममेकर. Any other question for anyone to ask from Shailendra ji or from me also? If there are no questions, then we will thank everyone, specifically Surendraji, and we'll finish this interview here and take off. And as there are no more questions, I'll take it that we are done with the interview, and I would like to thank Shailendraji to take the time out from his busy schedule, give us the time, give us time to all of us, so we could learn from his experience. And जिन को भी connect होना है, I'm going to share his number and you can talk to him directly. Shailendraji is a part of our community. You are part of our community. We all are part of a big community together, and we help each other in all sense. Second, I want to thank every one of you. आप जो लोग आए, आपने शैलेंद्र जी से सवाल पूछे, नहीं पूछे, सुना, whatever he was saying. Thank you very much for attending this session, everyone, and hope to see you soon on the same board again next week with the next author, and you could be the next author too. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Thank you very much, Shailendraji, for giving the time.
Thank you, Kailash. Thanks everybody for joining at this time. Thank you.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.